Before beginning today's video, I'd like to thank Hey Bot Gamer as well as Dex Codex for their kind donations during my YouTube live streams. Thank you so much. I'd also like to announce some changes to the ZFam membership perks. So most of you guys should know that I actually stream on YouTube a lot, and I used to release all my YouTube footages to the public. So from today onwards, I will only be releasing selected footages or selected streams on the channel, but I will make the remaining streams that I do on YouTube available to my member. So if you want to watch all my YouTube streams, do become a member to support the channel as well as get access to all these stream contents. Erina is the legendary hero, Lilith's knight and best friend, and Demon World's chief of national security. She's an immensely powerful character, and she's already very renowned within Dungeon Link, which is Kong Studios' previous game. Even though Erina is a living legend, is she worthy of your investment? Let us find out together in today's video on how worthy is the legendary hero Erina Potentially. Erina is usually in her elderly woman form, but she can temporarily awaken back into her younger self. She's an experienced and powerful warrior and will gather all her strengths in a pinch of salt to regain and use her abilities from her glory days. However, returning back to her younger form requires a large amount of energy, which will take her a very long time to recover from. Her name would often show up in history books for almost 1,500 years. Numerous poems recite her victories, but the most famous one is how she defeated all 4 demon gods and sealed them all within herself. The demon god's mana is what allowed her to live for so long as a human being. Her passion and spirit as a hero has faded all over time, and she thinks and acts in a more practical and detached manner. After centuries of time has passed, her loved ones, her comrades, even her cause have left her. Therefore, she follows rules instead of kindness and focuses on adventuring alone instead of with comrades. Erina's stats ranking based on level 83 characters are 28 in terms of attack, 23rd in terms of defense, and 2nd in terms of HP. She also has a party buff of defense plus 45%, which is similar to Ogma, with an inbuilt weapon skill regen speed of plus 2%, a 5% increase in shield on battle start, as well as skill damage plus 10%. Based on initial observations, Erina is one of the tankiest unit in the game based on her 2nd highest HP, her party buff which increases everybody's defense by 45%, her 5% shield increase on battle start, as well as her very high defensive stat, together with her capability to equip a shield for battle. Erina's normal attack, Punishment, allows her to throw a shield to inflict range damage on multiple enemies. So this attack is able to pass through walls but not able to pass through terrain. Subsequently, she slashes her sword to inflict melee damage on the enemy, and on the last attack, she will release an energy wave kind of attack which also deals range damage. Her secondary ability, Shield Bash, allows her to rush the enemy with her shield and inflict damage to the enemies while creating a shield with 50% of the inflicted damage. Lightning Slash allows her to launch multiple sword beams to inflict 270% DPS damage to enemies that are in the path of the sword waves. Special ability, Absolute Defense, increases resistance to status ailments and raises defense by 30% for 4 seconds when she is inflicted with ailments. So on hit, it also increases her defense by 30% for 4 seconds. So overall, let's say if you're attacked by your enemy and you are followed up by a chain, you actually gain 60% defense for 4 seconds based on the description. However, with regards to the increased resistance to ailments, I'm not very sure how much resistance to the different ailments Erina have, but what I know is that she will no longer be chained by Future Princess even if she stands there and eat the whole skill of Future Princess. Erina's exclusive weapon is known as Belmang. So Belmang increases her crit chance, weapon skill regen speed, skill damage, as well as HP. On paper, these numbers might seem a bit low, but do remember that this is a one-handed sword, so we have to factor in the increase in stats based on the shield that she's equipped with. At the same time, her exclusive weapon also increases the damage of her normal attack by 25% and also increases her attack by another 25% for 4 seconds when she's using her Shield Bash ability. And the weapon skill from her exclusive weapon is known as Heaven's Wrath, which deals 270% DPS damage, with a decent regen time of 9.6 seconds. So this ability is a bit hard to land, and it usually takes about 2 to 3 weapon skill to fully chain your opponent, depending on whether or not they stand still and get hit by the weapon skill. In terms of Colosseum, I think Erina is in a decent spot. She's not super duper overpowered, but she does decently well within Colosseum for a few simple reasons. Number one, her party buff is defense plus 45%, which is a really good party buff within the Colosseum itself because it can buff your whole team's defense by quite a bit. At the same time, she's able to deal damage to multiple enemies while regaining HP based on the damage dealt by her shield bash ability. Therefore, despite having the same party buff as Ogma, she's played very differently from Ogma because she's deemed to be more as an attacker than a defender. One question that a lot of people will ask is whether or not she's better than Future Princess within the Colosseum. The answer is a clear no for a few simple reasons. Number one, she doesn't have a taunt, so she cannot redirect attacks to herself for the teammate, and she cannot disrupt the enemy's attack on your backlines. Secondly, even though Erina can resist Future Princess chain skill, but her teammates can't do the same. Therefore, if your units are in a bad position, they can still be heavily disrupted by Future Princess weapon skill if it happens to land on multiple targets, which is still very devastating even though Erina might counter Future Princess really hard. And lastly, unlike Ogma and Future Princess, Erina's overall kit is more selfish, where she gains the buff to herself instead of benefiting the whole team. So it's not super duper good in terms of a team setting game mode such as Colosseum, and therefore I honestly don't think she'll replace Future Princess based on the current meta. However, I can speculate that in the future, with the introduction of more units with different skill set and stuff, there's a chance that Erina can actually be a powerhouse within Colosseum itself. Now, in terms of Erina, I think that Erina is an overall very meta unit because her party buff is defense plus 45%, similar to Ogma, so you can slot her in multiple teams, and especially her kit being able to deal both melee and range damage means that you can put her both in range teams or melee teams. At the same time, she's also a very straightforward unit, so you dodge your opponent's weapon skill, just use your normal attack to chip them, use your shield bash to gain HP, as well as deal damage to your opponent, then try to outlast them in terms of HP because of the inbuilt tankiness of Erina. At the same time, she's an amazing counter to most light units, ranging from Future Princess, MK99, Gabriel to Eugene, as well as Lapis. So overall, she's a very good answer to the current popular units within the meta, and definitely a unit worth investing if you are into the arena aspect of Guardian Tales. Next up, I'm going to showcase some of my arena matches with Erina, the legendary hero, so you guys can roughly know how she plays out within arena itself, and if you guys want to invest in her based on her playstyle.
검은 흉기, 검술은 살인술. 그것이 진실이다. 방해하지 마라. 느려. 방해하지 마라. 방해하지 마라. 검은 흉기, 검술은 살인술. 그것이 진실이다. 검은 흉기, 검술은 살인술. 그것이 진실이다. 검은 흉기, 검술은 살인술. 그것이 진실이다. 방해하지 마라. 지금 할 일이. 방해하지 마라. 검은 흉기, 검술은 살인술. 그것이 진실이다. 방해하지 마라. 방해하지 검은 흉기, 실수했군.
In terms of the PvE aspect, I would say that she's a must-have hero because, like I mentioned many times, she's very selfish in terms of a kid, unlike Ogma or Future Princess. So yes, you might want to build her if you want to make her the main character or the main one getting all the buffs. But other than that, I feel that she's not as good as Ogma nor Future Princess in terms of a full team setting. And even though she does deal decent damage, but it's nearly impossible for a tank to do as much damage as a warrior nor a ranged attacker in terms of the raid setting. So you can try her out within guild raids, but honestly speaking, it's not going to be as good as using the other ranged attacker or your warriors. So how worthy is Erina Potentially? As we all know, tanks in Guardian Tales usually have very big impacts on the game, and Erina is no exception. Although I feel that Erina is geared more towards the PvP aspects of the game than PvE itself, she can definitely fit on any team with her omnipotent party buff and still do a decent job of tanking up. Although Erina is a very powerful unit, I won't encourage you to pull for her if you do not intend to focus on the arena aspects of the game, as she does not offer much as a tanker outside of being amazing in arena itself. If you do look forward to having a good tank for your PvE contents, then Future Princess and Ogma will still be the better choice for most players. Nonetheless, if you have some love for Kong Studios' previous game, which is Dungeon Link, then you can definitely pull for Erina for some nostalgia reasons. And that's it for this video. Hopefully this video is helpful for those of you guys who intend to invest in Legendary Hero Erina, and thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more contents from this channel, and do take a look at Zebo Gaming's membership page in order to look at the different perks available to the members and support the channel in the long run. And I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!